What is up? It has been a spicy minute since I made a video. Some of you guys know why. It was my birthday last week, and just a couple of days before my birthday, my husband on the way home from work, ran over a huge sheet of plastic, like soft plastic, that was covering the road, and it completely destroyed our car. Completely ruined the transmission. We think as soon as I start the video, he wants attention. But basically, we worked on it. We had to leave it there that night because it was dark and on the side of the road. So then we went back the next day, worked on it, got underneath it, cut it, ended up having to call a mechanic because it was so bad, like twisted up in our car. This was like yards of plastic and tape. I don't know what it was on. Kind of looks like it was on another car, like maybe a new car or something huge that was wrapped in a ton of plastic. So yeah, we called a mechanic that was from out of town because it was on a Saturday. We spent $400, and when he got all the plastic out, he did an amazing job. And he wasn't even supposed to be working that day. He spent hours out there with us on the side of the road the day before my birthday, and after he cut all the plastic off, he was basically like, yeah, it won't shift between gears, and he said that the plastic got in the transmission, or it could be the CV joint. I'm not a car person. I don't know how to drive. And that's basically why I've been gone for a week, because I have just been so depressed. Like I said in my community post, our car is like our lifeline. And I'm not like spoiled. I've lived without a car before, but the main issue is me going to work. I can't get to work without a car because I work really short shifts at night. So if I were going into work other than the days that I stay with my husband at work, I would be just going in to pay for the Ubers. Ubers are really expensive right now from where I'm from. We can't walk anywhere. It's just one of those things. Like, the area we live in and my job requires a car. So I've been super depressed because I've been out of work. Still have a job, but I can't get to it as many days as I had before. Now I'm cut down to like 2 days a week, which is nothing. So it's been a little bit of a nightmare. And it was right before my birthday. So I have just been spending the week doing things for myself, not doing any makeup. I haven't worn makeup in like 2 weeks, which was kind of a nice break. But just playing a lot of video games, getting stuff done in my house. And when I was doing stuff the other day, I felt motivated to make a video, but I decided to wait until today so I had more time to prepare and clean up, because I wanted to show you guys the updated version of my bedroom, because I've done a little bit to it, and I wanted to give you a little room tour, and I wanted to talk about living in a trailer, because that's where I live. There are good things about it and there are not so good things about it. I live in a very old trailer that was built in like the 60s, and I'm doing a lot of home projects because I'm the only one who cares to, and the other parts of the trailer just aren't great. I mostly wanted to talk about why living in a trailer isn't a bad thing. I have grown up poor my entire life, and a lot of people are poor for a lot of different reasons. Poverty comes from all kinds of different sources, and for me, my parents were poor and I grew up in trailers, and now I'm pretty broke and living in trailers, which I don't mind, because one, if I weren't living in a trailer, given my income and how my husband and I live, we we'd just be stuck in an apartment anywhere anyway, like, or renting a shitty house. That's pretty much where we've been. And like I said, being broke, there can be so many different reasons: mental health, location, occupation. There are so many things. The minority of people in America live comfortably. The majority of us live like I do, paycheck to paycheck, pretty poor, poor families, especially in the South and places like the Bible Belt, but all over. Homelessness is rampant, so having a roof over your head is an amazing thing. Do not feel bad if you live in a trailer or a shitty house. We wanted to move next year, but now with the car situation, we do not know if we'll be able to. So I live in a pretty nice area. I live in what's called an RV resort. Look at him, he's so cute. I live in what's called an RV resort, where not only do people live here, but people also vacation here and rent here. It's got showers, it's got a little park area, it's got a pool. It's a pretty cool place to live. My trailer, on the other hand, not great. We've even had to board up some of the windows. We have AC window units. I mean, it's trailer trash like central here, and I'm fine with that. Are some parts of my house embarrassing? A little bit. But I'm not going to show you those parts of my house. It just is what it is. I'm telling you, not only because I want to make myself more comfortable, but I don't think there's anything wrong with it. My husband and I save so much money living like this and living here with our roommate that we have, and it works. It works for all of us. And all I'm saying is don't be ashamed of being in poverty. Most people are in poverty. And I want to show you a little bit how I work with what I've got. Not everything in my room is nice, not everything in my house is perfect, but I have a place to live, and that is priceless in 2023. So now that I've got all my rambling aside, I am going to start showing you my room. I cleaned it up mostly. There's some stuff like laundry on my chair and whatever, but I don't care, and you don't care either. So let's just get started. I have vitamins, unicorn, 80s unicorn, and I love that picture. I painted this cryptid deer glittery picture. This is wedding stuff and a gift, and then a little painting I did and another gift. This is my door. It is very old. Wrap above the door. This is 2 doors. I think this used to be a screen, but it's not now. Going over here, this is a little cubby that I have to keep blocked off because, again, my cats are the worst. Very old picture of me and my husband. Old art piece I did. Oh my god. It's like a weird texture piece. It's another one of my favorites, and it's the best thing I can use to keep this blocked off because of them. And then over here is one of my favorite areas. Yes, this is also from them, from standing up here and then scratching here. They're really terrible, you know. They have a whole cat tree, they have boxes, they have all kinds of stuff to scratch. And when people tell you that you just have to give your cats things to scratch, it's a lie. They're going to scratch whatever they want. So, this is one of my favorite areas. This is my makeup area, and I turned my light up here so you can see. I love using thumbtacks as hooks. I hang all kinds of things on them, jewelry, makeup stuff, more jewelry. I do that a lot. This is my little makeup shelf with my little makeup cat. I put those lashes on it. I also put blush on it. This is probably the area I spend the most time at. I have my little Christmas lights on my little mini house. This looks like a disaster, but really it's just a few things plugged in. These lights I got from Five Below, and they suck. They don't stick to anything. This is a little overhead light I don't have there right now. I also use it to hang more things. I have more hooks to hang. Not only my favorite Pokemon, but just random knickknacks, frog earrings, more necklaces. This bad boy, this mini fan, is so good for makeup. It's amazing. I keep it on while I do makeup so that I don't get hot either. I have some socks, I have some tea, I have a bunch of random accessories and knickknacks and all kinds of stuff inside my little house. That's one of my favorite things ever. So yeah, if you were to talk about a basic setup, like this is what I'm working with. This is where my computer goes. This is where I edit things. This is where I do makeup. This is where, like, that's like my setup. So now you know my secret. That's literally my desk. If I go down here, that's my computer in there. That's just a picture. There's space for it to ventilate. It's kind of in there crooked. This is just crafts. I made this. This used to have drawers kind of like a mini dresser, and I hand sawed all those out and took all the linings, everything, and repainted it inside. And it used to be just like a little leg area, but I needed more space up here, so I put my PC down here. When I need my TV, I just get it out of the other room and put it up here and move everything, and boom. Being broke. Oh, I also wanted to show you this. That's Magic Beach Motel. It's my favorite place in the world. But being broke, it sucks, right? But you make the best of it, and you make it work, and you can have nice little things and nice little areas, and you also don't need an insane, amazing makeup setup or gaming setup to do things. You guys would have never known I did this unless I showed you, and I am showing you. Because I'm not ashamed. I'm not a rich YouTuber. I'm a girl that lives in a trailer, and that's my setup. I'm going to move over to a much messier setup. I was watching Good Mythical Morning and just muted it. So I'm going to start up here. This is my closet. Inside, it is a nightmare on top with Christmas presents and clothes, and then more clothes, and then on the floor there's more clothes, and then on the other side of the door I have hair, because where am I going to put a wig stand, So I just hang it on my closet hooks, along with all of our plentiful belts. By the way, I have tapestries on my ceiling, Hello Kitty and football, because it looks cuter than the roof. And I actually have a poster over there that I need to hang up. Back to Rhett and Link's beautiful faces. Flowers that I bought for my friend and took to her job, and then we couldn't get them to her because she works at a mall, and they closed, and they wouldn't let me see her. I was like, please just give me 2 minutes. I just have to give my friend something. And the security was like, no, you gotta get out. And then she followed us out. It was so stupid and annoying. But I couldn't give her the flowers, and I don't get to see her very much. So I brought them home and I dried them. Pierce the Veil. Pierce the Veil. Jaws of Life flag from the tour. Behind that, we have a monster flag. I'm not going to show you because everything is so precariously placed. A bunch of hats, and this chaos corner, there's some cobwebs. Don't worry about those. I found near the dumpster at the same friend's house, and I learned from my stepson that it's a Peppa Pig house. I didn't know. I just like collecting little houses. And in there, I just have little knickknacks, little accessories, little jewelry box there, silly bands in there, and then more silly bands. And that is Chica's leg and Vanny's leg. So I have a little Bubbles. My friend gave that to me when I made a post on Facebook, okay? That Bubbles right there. I made a post on Facebook saying I missed having my Bubbles action figure with turning her pigtails like turn. And 2 weeks later, my friend was like, can you check your mail? And she sent me that. Unprovoked, unprompted. It was the sweetest thing ever, and I cherish her so much. And she sits there in my little house. I have some crystals, just basic white girl shit because they're cute, and fake flowers, real crab claw, shark, just this old thing that I found on the side of the road that I think is insanely cool. Up there's a bunch of accessories, my pants straps and skeleton gloves. I showed you all those in that other video. We have these hooks, and that is where I hang all of my purses. This little cubby, we have to keep our bed here because if we didn't, we wouldn't have any room. So I have these hooks, and they hang all of my purses. I've taken like all of the hooks, and I have overloaded these because they're like screwed into the wall. They're not falling down. I have cosplay stuff. I have bows. Most of my purses. And above our little cubby, which is like my special sacred area, you can tell I put the most care into it. We have some spooky boys, a little picture, and my little gang up there. These are toys that my stepson has forgotten. Puppet and Just Freddy's head missing an ear, and Mangle, who's my favorite, and Vanny, who's my second favorite, and she has no arms or legs. Skeleton man with an earring in his gut that I found at the bowling alley. This is the tape from when we fixed my cat. And these are hooks I hang my husband's hat on. And then over here, we have a Gloomy Bear, a Jake, a dagger. This was from a t-shirt. And this is some newer stuff. I just set this all up. So I'm going to explain it. So a tiny little Agritsuko over there. I got this from Five Below. I got this from Five Below. I got this from Five Below. It is amazing. These little freaking cheap $5 shelves are probably one of my favorite things. This is a painting that I did a couple years ago. I was going to add more to it yesterday, and then I was like, I just love her so much. I know the anatomy's not perfect and the hand's not perfect, but that's definitely one of my favorite pieces, and I love the glitter blush. It's so cool. But these shelves, especially ones with hooks, because then you can hang all your jewelry on it. I meant to put those on before I started. I have 2 new hooks for my necklaces you saw in the closet. Tags. These hooks just hold chains, belts, accessories, jewelry. And then you have my bed with the sweet baby boy. Let's zoom in on those teeth and toes. Perfection. There's the cubby. It's very comfortable. It's very nice. Our bed is it's a queen size bed, I think, and no bed frame because obviously it wouldn't fit. And I'm going to show you the inside of the cubby. Just filling every single corner and space with stuff. My Unisonus poster, limited edition one. It's not signed, but knife, pictures, lights. I made this plushie net. I do want to buy one. And that shadow looks like a cat, which is precious. But I just made that one out of curtain. So if you're poor, there's ways to manage. That's just a curtain and some thumbtacks and a dream. And it has stayed up for like a year now. This is one of my favorite little corners in my room because it's like you come from in here and you look and you just see all this decoration stuff inside of it. It's nice. Fake ivy, fake plants, because my cats are assholes. I put all this art up recently. Another one of my favorites. Those are prints. And then I have another one over there. It's my Gloomy Bear blanket with a little rainbow one behind it. I can't keep this tacked down, and when the sun comes out, there's little rainbows behind the bears. That's me and my husband. That's a little light that I wanted to show you, and guess what? I left it on last night and it died because it just has double the batteries. And then if you go over here, this is probably the newest edition. This is some Squishmallows from a friend also who just sent them to me. This is a ghost carpet. I think it's a bath mat that I got off Amazon for my anniversary with my husband, and I just hung up this black velvet curtain and put it over it because we're not using it as a rug and destroying it. He thinks it's really cute. I don't know if I like it yet. Looks a little weird, out of place with everything else, but I don't have anywhere to put it. Up there, I want to put that poster, which is a bee and puppy cat poster. And the last thing I have to show you is our glass table. This is probably the most chaotic because we keep the most here, but you know, PS5, a whole bunch of random crap. There's something over there I don't want you to see. This is where I keep all my art stuff and my little Hello Kitty lunchbox. That's usually up there. Filming stuff and paperwork. Cup. But yeah, it's small, but it's not simple, and it's cute, and I, like I said, am sharing it because I think that it's important for people to feel included and understood. And I live in a trailer, so what? Oh no, I'm not, you know, obviously, do I want to live in a fancy house? Obviously. If I had a ton of money, I would buy a house near the beach and then just hang out there all the time and decorate my house maximalist like all of this. Obviously, I don't want to live in poverty, but that's the reality, and that's fine. you know, it's fine. It works. I have a roof over my head, which I'm super grateful for. I guess the main premise of the video is just to show people like you can live in a crappy place and still make it your own. You can still make it comfortable. You can still make it cute and cozy and fun. It doesn't have to all be shitty. A lot of this stuff I've had for years, a lot of this stuff I've made myself. Like, you can make a space nice and livable, even if you're broke, especially if you're creative. I, like I said, am DIYing most of the projects in my house. I have floors I need to do, I have painting I need to do, I have stripping and building and all this shit. And yeah, I got boards on my window, bro. That motherfucker right there is a big ass board. So it's just kind of part of life, and it's fine and it works. Just that I'm not ashamed of living in a trailer. I was for a long time because I grew up in trailers, but you shouldn't be either, or living in poverty, or living in gross places or ugly places. Obviously, you should be clean, but hoarding, messes, poverty, it happens, and it happens a lot more than upper middle class, okay? It drives me crazy because, like, living in tiny houses and vans is really popularized, but only if you're rich and white, or, like, you know, have money and make it cute and aesthetic. Like, you living in a van because you're poor isn't cool, but living in a van because it's cool is cool. So tell me how that makes sense. Living in an RV is cool if you have money, but it's not cool if you're broke, and that's the only place you have to sleep at night. I've lived in something smaller than this place, and maybe I'll tell a story about that one day. We gotta appreciate what we got. I'm not saying to be grateful for what you have or be a boomer like that. I'm just saying you can make the space that you're forced to reside in more comfortable and more loving and welcoming if you just decorate it and do what you can to make it nice, and just do what you can to make it your own and live with what you got. That's what I do, and I don't think it's that bad, at least not in my room. So I love you guys. I hope you liked it. I hope that you're not judging me. If you are, that's kind of gross. So go away because ew. And I will see you in the next video, which I'm gonna go film now. So I love you. Bye.